So it's day 248 of Hey, What Are You Doing Today? And just kind of carrying on with a thought from yesterday. Yesterday was a good test that I failed, and it's a test I failed before, and I failed quite a few times in some regards. But the element, just being aware that things are tests now, and recognizing, recognizing why things are tests, it creates a huge element of being able to pass the test, I guess. Now the next time I'm in that situation, whatever the situation is, a situation that demands a reaction, a situation where I'm riding high on emotion, and the emotion is kind of controlling the action. Not even an action, it's a reaction at that point that would come from me. I can know that, hey, it's a test, and what do I need to do? I need to locate that point in my center that tells me to slow down, not react to the situation, and hopefully one of these days I'll get it. But that test is going to keep coming up until it's mastered. And that's just an example of any of the little tests that I have going on in my life at any given time. It's a matter of doing something over and over and over again until it is mastered. So just using that as an example for me, a couple other thoughts that came up. I was rereading some of my notes, and one thing, I'd written it down, and I've read it a couple times, but I never really thought about it. It was, when I get angry at someone for doing something, am I more angry at what they did, or am I angry because of my reaction and my lack of control over the situation? And it's kind of an interesting perspective. I think that sometimes when I'll act out of an emotion, whatever that emotion is, when it's when you turn that autopilot on, and let the emotion and drive the entirety of who I am. A lot of times the outcome is what really affects me in a negative way. It's not so much angry at a person for doing something that I didn't think was right, or whatever the case might be, without getting too descriptive of a situation. But what will affect me more is looking back at my reaction and kind of holding that over my head. So I have to kind of keep that in mind too. So whenever that situation presents itself, I just need to catch myself and stay with that. But anyway, it's the next day, and I'm grateful for having gone through that test. And another thing that's kind of interesting that came up is was a statement that I had come across yesterday, where when the pressures of life arise, that's what brings the impurities of our character to the surface, and that's a really, for me, it was a really interesting concept. And I immediately recognized the truth in that when I'm under a pressure, that's when I can really judge who I am. That's when I can really see who I am. How do I react? What are the impurities of my character? And it's just good to be aware of it. It's good for me to recognize my weaknesses and try to overcome them. That's a major point of this journey that I'm on. It seemed like there were one or two other things that I wanted to kind of hint on today. So in the meantime, we'll have a musical interlude. Let's see. Maybe that's it. Just being grateful for the test, and the fact that I know that until I get it down, until I master it, I'm going to have to continue to take that test over and over again, until I can learn to be stable and act with my brain, act with the thoughts, until I can overcome the autopilot that emotion puts me on as a human being. I'm going to have to continue to take that test over and over and over again until I master it. And mastering it will create a new control, I believe. I can't say for sure because I'm not there, but I sense that with that mastery, with that new control, will come another level of living, another quality, a higher quality in my life, a higher quality in my interactions with people around me, a higher quality in general, from those people, from myself, and that's it. Just taking tests, failing and passing and passing and failing, and living and learning, and so on and so forth. So eventually I'll be better than I was. Well, I already am better than I was. So eventually I'll be much better than I am. So say 248. Hey, what are you doing today? Thanks.